Hare Krishna! On this wonderful occasion of Janmashtami, we present before you some of the great devotees of Krishna from the Srimad Bhagavatam. We hope to reflect on their pure devotion and their many accomplishments in their lives and learn from their example.
Go. Hare Krishna. My name is Chinmay and today I'm going to be talking about Gajendra. Gajendra, the king of the elephants, along with his female elephants, were enjoying in the water of a lake, and suddenly a crocodile attacked him. A great fight ensued between them, which went on for 1,000 years. When Gajendra realized that there was no way he could protect himself from danger, he helplessly sought shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. Gajendra remembered a prayer which he learned in his previous life and began to chant it to himself. The king of the elephants was so very eager to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead that when he saw the Lord coming in the sky, with great pain and in a feeble voice, he offered respect to the Lord. When a devotee is in great danger, he sees that danger to be the great mercy of the Lord because it's an opportunity to think of the Lord very sincerely and with undiverted attention. He considers that dangerous condition to be due to his past misdeeds and takes it as an opportunity to pray to the Lord and offer thanks for having been given such an opportunity. When a devotee lives in this way, his salvation, his going back home, back to Godhead, is guaranteed. We can see this to be true from the example of Gajendra, who anxiously prayed to the Lord and thus received an immediate chance to return home, back to Godhead.
Hare Krishna. My name is Avyukta and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite devotee, Narada Muni. Celestial sage Narada is the son of Lord Brahma. He is one of the 12 Mahajanas, or great authorities in the devotional line. He is the topmost symbol of Smarnam and Kirtanam in the 9 processes of Bhakti. In his previous birth, he was the son of a poor maid servant. She was always working in a hermitage where sages meet and discuss the glories of Lord Vishnu. Narada Muni, as a young boy, was listening to the glories of the Lord and serving those sages. He received their blessings in the form of divine knowledge and devotional service. He's a wonderful devotee of Lord Narayana. He has the freedom to visit Lord Narayana at any time. He's also capable of traveling all over the cosmos. He is always singing the names of the Lord, and he plays the veena, a musical instrument gifted by Lord Narayana himself. This pleases the Lord very much. From this, we understand that the Lord is pleased by singing or chanting his holy names. It is only because of Narada Muni's initiative we have nectarian literature like Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, and the Mahabharata with us today. He composed the Narada Bhakti Sutra and the Narada Pancharatra, which shows the ways of offering loving devotional service unto the Lord. He is present wherever the glories of the Lord are discussed.
Go.
Hare Krishna, I'm Srimad, and I'm going to be talking about Bali Maharaja. Bali Maharaja conquered all the planets of the universe by rightful possession. So Bali Maharaja possessed all the lands of the universe, and he happened to be charitably disposed towards the Brahmanas. Therefore, the Lord pretended to be a beggar Brahmana, and he asked Bali Maharaja for a measurement of 3 footsteps of land. When Bali Maharaja was asked by Lord Ramana for such a small charity, Bali Maharaja's spiritual master, namely Shukracharya, objected to this proposal because he knew that Vaman Deva was Vishnu himself. Bali Maharaja did not agree to abide by the order of his spiritual master, and he at once agreed to give him in charity the land requested. Lord Vamana then with his 2 steps covered the entire universe and asked Bali Maharaja where to keep the 3rd step. Now Bali Maharaja had lost his original position, the rest of his riches, defeated and arrested, suffering the pain of being bound, also rebuked and cursed by his spiritual master. In spite of all this, he was fixed in his vow and did not give up his truthfulness. Although Bali Maharaja was the ruler of the entire universe, he at once surrendered, and while offering prayers to the Supreme Lord, he gladly received the Lord's remaining step upon his head. Thus Bali Maharaja, instead of losing everything he possessed, was blessed to live on in the beautiful planet of Shutala, where the Lord became his constant companion and doorman. He is glorified in the Srimad Bhagavatam as one of the 12 Mahajanas, or great authorities in the devotional line.
Start.
Hare Krishna, my name is Yukta and I'm going to talk about Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev is remembered in the Vedic literature for his unparalleled heroism, his great vow of celibacy, and his deep devotion to Lord Krishna. Originally named as Devrat, He was the eighth son of the Kuru king Shantanu and the river goddess Ganga. He was one of the greatest archers and warriors of his time, and was trained by Lord Vishnu's sixth avatar, Parshuram. As he lay severely wounded on a bed of arrows on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he instructed Yudhishthira and also handed down the Vishnu Sahasranama to him. He sensed that the auspicious moment for his death was fast approaching, and he fixed his mind and senses on the Supreme Lord Krishna, who was by his side. Bhishma's deep meditation on Krishna raised his consciousness to a transcendental state, and he ceased to feel any pain from his wounds. Then Bhishma offered sublime prayers to the Lord. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, explains this event as follows. The stage attained by Bhishma Dev while quitting his material body is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi, because he merged himself totally in thoughts of the Lord by remembering his different activities, by chanting the glories of the Lord, and by seeing the Lord personally present before him. Thus all his activities became concentrated upon the Lord without deviation. This is the highest stage of perfection, and it is possible for everyone to attain the stage by practicing devotional service.
Hare Krishna, my name is Ditya and I'm going to be talking about Princess Rukmani. Rukmani was a princess of Vidarbha and is the eternal consort of Lord Krishna, the king of Dwarika. Rukmani loved Krishna, and her father Bhishmaka too wanted her to marry Krishna. But her brother Rukmi, out of envy, had forbidden their marriage because Krishna killed his uncle Kamsa, who is also a friend of Rukmi. He wanted Rukmani to marry his friend Shishupala. Rukmani exemplifies the principles of Sravanam, or hearing about Krishna and remembering him always. Through constant hearing of Krishna's glories and pastimes, she developed a deep attachment for him, even without having seen him in person. This leads her to move to the next step, to pen her devotion. With all humility, through a prayer of Krishna, where she writes a beautiful love letter to Krishna to come and take her away. Finally, she gave her heart to Krishna, surrendered completely to him, and ultimately attained him. Rukmani served Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as a devotive wife and remained humble in his service.
Prahlad Maharaj was a great devotee who worshipped the Lord in a mood of awe and reverence. He is honored with the title Maharaj, meaning a king, among great personalities, endowed with pure love for Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj was the son of a very powerful atheist king, Hiranyakashipu, and so from the moment of his birth he was in the hands of Daityas, or enemies of God. Prahlad had learned Krishna consciousness from the foremost sage of Vedic times, Narad Muni, and he had learned it while still in the womb of his mother. The great devotion of Prahlad Maharaj to the Lord angered Hiranyakashipu, and he set to work to destroy the life of Prahlad by one means or another. To save him from his demonic father, the Supreme Personality of Godhead took the form of Narsimha, a half-man, half-lion divine being, and emerged from a pillar struck by Hiranyakashipu. So many difficulties came in Prahlad's life, but he tolerated all of them and never protested. He was always polite and respectful towards his father, because Prahlad's faith was so strong. Krishna constantly protected him against any kind of threat. Death could not approach him at all. Prahlad Maharaj, at 5 years of age, preached to his friends at school of the urgent need of taking to Krishna consciousness without delay. The transcendental teachings of Prahlad Maharaj can be found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahlad teaches that pleasing Narayana is without impediment, because he is the original super soul of all living entities, and without difficulty, because the relationship of every soul with Narayana is eternal. Prahlad Maharaj received a wonderful benediction to help all the living beings suffering in the material world. Steeped in pure devotion for the Supreme Lord, he had no care for his own welfare, because he knew that the Lord was always looking after him. He wanted to be forever in the devotional service to the Lord.
Hare Krishna. My name is Vedika, and today I'll be talking about Queen Kunti. The saintly Queen Kunti knew well that crisis evokes our sense of dependence on divine mercy. She endured assassination attempts, multiple plots to kill her sons, and then an all-out war. And her prayers show that even the most extreme situations can be beneficial, since prayer unites us with God. Queen Kunti is a major figure in history of the ancient world. As mother of the warrior Arjuna, to whom Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, she appears again and again in the historical epics such as the Mahabharata and the Srimad Bhagavatam as the saintly matriarch of a great dynasty torn apart by fratricidal war. Her approach to suffering is exemplary. Her unflinching devotion to Krishna helped her find an inner wisdom and strength that carried her people through the times of crisis. Like many noble personalities of Vedic times, Kunti Devi understood Krishna to be the supreme person, the cause of all causes, who had appeared at that time as her nephew. At the conclusion of the devastating battle of Kurukshetra, Queen Kunti approaches Krishna as he prepares to depart for his home city of Dwarka. Kunti's spontaneous glorification of Krishna and her description of the spiritual path consist of 26 couplets in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which reflect her simple yet sublime devotion to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for listening.